Good morning. So for today's workout Wednesday, I thought we'd do a little stretch. So this is one that you can just do when you're seated. So it's quite nice to be able to fit it in at any time of the day. So one of the first things when you're sat is try and be right up on your sit bones, so you're not sort of slumping back into the chair. So you come to the front of the chair, you're on your sit bones nice and upright, and then we're just going to cross the legs. So you might sit like this anyway, but have your ankle onto your knee and then let this other knee drop out just as far as you feel comfortable. So it might be that it doesn't go out flat, it might be a little bit more lifted, but that's what we're going to target, is that area of the bum and the outer thigh, that rotation. So you can stay nice and upright as you do this, but you can also take it into a little forward lean as well. So without sort of pushing on your hands, think of moving from your hips and just lean slightly forwards, and that's going to take it a little bit more into those hips. You might also feel a stretch in your lower back. What I want you to make sure you do is move with a straight back, so you just hinge forwards with your back staying nice and level rather than slumping over. So chest is lifted, head is lifted. And then you can also take those off to the side. So instead of just coming straight forward, you could turn towards the knee, straight back, leaning through, and then you can turn away from the knee as well. So you've got those three sort of areas that you can move to, and you might find one is more of a stretch for you than another, but it's worth doing them all. Lovely. And you can keep doing that for a little while. The other thing you can do though whilst you're here, if you have no shoes, socks, whatever on, so if you're doing this at home, you could interlace your fingers. So fingertips or fingers between your toes, so you're separating those toes, and then there's loads of different things you can do to help release the foot whilst you're also releasing the leg and back, and then you'll feel the body just nicely released everywhere. So think of your fingers pulling apart a little bit, so try and spread your fingers, so as you do that your toes will spread a little bit more. Or you can just hold them. Don't move at the ankle, so think of moving from the arch of your foot and just do a, I'm doing a figure of 8 here, but you can do circles in both directions. You can kind of wiggle it back and side, and then that figure of 8. But it is the front of your foot, is this first chunk, sort of the ball of the foot, that is moving, not your whole foot. So we're just working into the toes. And then you can you could do bend and stretch, and you could also do circles at the ankles, which mine definitely need. And then think of pulling your fingers down to stretch the front of the foot a little bit, and then get your finger, find the gap between your bones where the muscle is, and just a little bit of pressure in and massage those muscles. And some of them you might find it's really hard to actually find the muscle, so it might be quite tense, and we're just trying to soften that off. So easiest way is just to find the knuckle and move from there. So just moving up. Don't have to stretch the toes to do it, but just is another useful way. Lovely. And then you can think of a circle around the ankle, so we're getting a little bit of lymph flow there, so you can give it a little tap as well. Good. And the other place is between the pad of the big toe and the rest, there's a little sort of almost like a little curve, it's like a little W, so you can put your thumb in there and do some presses in there as well. So I often do this on the floor with a ball, but you can do it when you're just sat and add the compressions of your thumb pressing in. You could circle it, you can tap it, you can press it, and all of that is going to help with releasing the foot and also with a little bit of lymph flow. And then just to finish off, then you could add in a little bit of a side bend here, and I've sort of tested both ways and I like both ways. So in theory, with the leg crossed, then you should get a sort of a better position here as you move away, but I must be tight in both directions because they both feel good. And you can stay with the arm up, you can keep the arm down, it could be just a gentle side bend. You can also do rotations here. So then we have hit pretty much all of the body just in one position, and then you can switch over to the other side. So I hope you enjoyed that. The other bit I want to tell you, as you come up to standing, think of using your bum. So it's another way to target the whole body, especially after you've stretched. It's nice to strengthen as well. Have your feet as far forwards as you can. So ideally not really close to the seat, but more towards underneath the knees. And then hinge forwards with that straight back. Think of rockets underneath your bum to push you up, and use your feet and your bum to come up to standing, and hopefully that will strengthen your bum after you've done all those stretches. Hope you enjoyed that. I shall see you next time.